to this week's thought for the week. Now, if you were watching last week's video, you will know that Andrew was talking about the Alpha course that's going to be starting, and it's starting this evening if you're watching this on Wednesday, and it's going to be taking place in Congregational, which is really exciting. And he also explained a little bit about Alpha and alphabet and where we get that name from, because it's the first two letters of the Greek alphabet, which is Alpha and Beta. And it got me thinking a little bit more about this whole idea of Alpha and how we find it in the Bible. The term Alpha is found in many different Bible verses, and it's one of the ways in which God describes himself. Alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet. But also within the Bible, we get references to the last letter of the alphabet, which is Omega or Omega, depending on how you want to say it. So I'm going to share some verses with you. So we've got, first of all, we've got Isaiah 41, verse 4. It says, "Who has done this and carried it through, calling forth the generations from the beginning? I, the Lord, with the first of them and with the last, I am He." We also have Isaiah 43, and it's Isaiah 43, verse 10. It says, "You are my witnesses, declares the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, so that you may know and believe me and understand that I am He. Before me no God was formed, nor will there be one after me." The Bible tells us that God is the beginning. He was there at the start. There was nothing before him, but also that God will be there at the end. There will be nothing that comes after him. He is the Alpha and he is the Omega. We read about this in the last book of the Bible as well, in Revelation. I'm going to read for you Revelation 21 and starting at verse 5. "He who was seated on the throne said, 'I am making everything new.' Then he said, 'Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true.' He said to me, 'It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will give water without cost from the spring of the water of life.'" God says himself that he came at the beginning, he will be there at the end, he will be there for everything in between. If you've watched some of these videos, you'll know that I quite like to share from the Message version of the Bible, because sometimes it's easier to understand, or it maybe just kind of resonates with us in a different way. So I'm going to read Isaiah 44, verse 6. It says, "God, King of Israel, your Redeemer, God of the angel army says, I'm first, I'm last, and everything in between. I'm the only God there is. Who compares with me? Speak up. See if you measure up. From the beginning, who else has always announced what's coming? So what is coming next? Anybody want to venture a try? Don't be afraid and don't worry. Haven't I always kept you informed, told you what was going on? You are my eyewitnesses. Have you ever come across a God, a real God, other than me? There's no rock like me that I know of." And so, as we're thinking about this Alpha course starting tonight in Cumber Rec for the community of Cumber, Alpha is all about coming and seeing and learning about God. And so my request, I suppose, or something to leave you with, something I want you to get thinking about, it says, so what is coming next? Anybody want to venture a try? Don't be afraid and don't worry. If you're thinking about coming to the Alpha course throughout the next couple of weeks, give it a try. Who wants to venture a try and find out a little bit more? What is all this about? It says, have you ever come across a God, a real God other than me? Why don't you give Alpha a try?